How's it going, you guys? Good to have the stream going again for a hot moment, like here for the Little Regret channel. And let me go ahead and get rid of that big old logo. Just working on a livery really quick. Working on the CLK LM. We're going to go ahead and start out with this for Daily Race C. But right now, I just wanted to kind of get some things finalized. So I wanted to just do a quick livery, really, for the most part. Which this looks okay for now. I'll take what I can get. I do want to optimize this design more. I actually do really kind of like the monochromatic look, though. We'll hopefully be able to kind of do some more creative stuff with it in due time. Hopefully the mic volume is also not too loud. Looks like it'll be alright. Go ahead and take that. And stick 25 on there. And call it a day, we'll save it. But, for all of you guys who are just joining in, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, hope you guys are doing well. Go ahead and give me a message in the chat. Just let me know you're here. Just let me know everything is working properly. I'm always going to ask that because I always am going to have stream issues. But that's because I don't get on here enough. Life keeps lifing, but we carry on. Don't let it deter us too much. Meanwhile, I actually do really like the way that looks, though. I really like the way that CLK looks with the livery on it. Maybe not quite as iconic as the Silver Arrows type of deal going on. But that's pretty good. Pretty darn good, if I do say so myself. Anyways, I won't put too much in it. We're already going to have missed the half-pass slot for race C. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and set some good queue times and get my gloves on. There we go. But yeah. And really, at this point, it's just a matter of making sure that we are consistent, we are quick, and we know what we're doing in terms of the strategy. None of those things are in place right now. So we're going to go ahead and work on that in the meantime. You'll have to forgive me. But I think that we can make it work either way. Besides, my rank is a bit lower than I would admittedly like it. So my goal today is just to fix that. We're not really going to be getting close to A+, but today is a day to work on getting closer. I'd imagine that with the little bar where it's at, I'm probably somewhere between 45 and 47k. If I'm being generous, it might actually be lower than that. That looks like 45k to me, if I had to make an honest guess. Maybe more. And we'll just go from there. So we're going to be on a Gran Turismo Certified Classic Deep Forest Raceway, running the Group 2 cars on racing soft tires and maybe even intermediates and wets, depending on what the weather's doing. And there's a minimum number of 1 pit stops, so regardless, we're going to have to do something with it. So let's go ahead and start qualifying in the CLK, see how the car feels, and get the right tires, of course. And then once we do that, we're just going to try and feel it out. I'm going to try 3 Group 3 cars to see how they all feel in qualifying trim. And then we're probably going to start the race itself with the CLK once we properly get entered. And I'll consider which of the other 2 cars I'm going to move to. Which I think I know which cars I'm leaning towards moving to. Or I know which cars I'm going to move to. Probably be the 2016 Super GT cars between either the GTR or more likely the NSX, because that seems like it's got a slightly stronger pace here. But also, it's day one, you know? Like, we're not going to sweat it out too much. We're going to empirically test and see what's good. But we know that the CLK is working the leaderboards the most right now. So we're going to find out why, and we're going to find out what we can do with it. And that's really all you can ask. I have not done anything to calibrate my pedals yet, so let me go ahead and give them a quick kick. Okay. Doesn't seem like I have any ghost inputs. Let's go for it. I'm just going to try and figure out what I'm feeling in my hands for the moment. But you can see this thing already has a lot of straight line speed going for it. And, even though the other cars might be a little more powerful, I think the DOP is going to favor this. Just because it's a lot sleeker. Up on the brakes at the beginning of the curve on the right there. Okay, yeah, this thing's pretty planted. It remains to be seen if that's going to stay during the race, but pretty planted so far. So this is just a cider lap to kind of get ourselves acclimated. Probably going to try and see if I can't load some ghosts in a bit here. So I know I can force the car a bit more through some of these corners. It seems like I have a lot more traction on exit than I'm really willing to give credit for. So that's something that we can work on straight away. Okay, brake just after the 150. Seems like it's working out pretty well. Okay, so our initial laps of 21.2. So yeah, a lot of traction on exit. At this point, my worry is more, are we going to spear off into the weeds from understeer? There's more changes in grip that are going to really get us caught out. The overall grip level of the car is quite high. Quite high. Though I also haven't driven a Group 2 car in anger in quite a little while, if I admit. There it is. There was the snap I was looking for. That's going to be a track limits penalty more than likely. Maybe not. Okay, yeah, there it is. But I'm here for it, because that's part of the learning process. Let's go and finish out the lap and see what we can get here. Way too late on the brakes, so that's fine. Limit testing, as it were. Though, the fact that we didn't lose all that much time tells me we were early on the brakes last time. Delta's really giving us a lot of positive feedback here. This lap should be mid-20s. 20.6. I'll go ahead and retry there because of the fact that we have a penalty. That's good data so far. And the car feels really, really easy to drive. I thought it was going to be a lot more problematic, but just with how grippy the tires are, no problem whatsoever. Like, there's a small chance you can get a snap in second, but that's really about it. The car is pretty on top of the rest. Okay. Later apex this time. There's time to be had there, more than a tenth. Though I admit I could be a lot better at deep force than I am, and also hitting those curves is not the one. We know that now. Something to avoid. If I can get a later apex there, that may behoove me. Let's see what we can do. So yeah, as long as you don't roll into the gas too quickly there, you still have quite a lot of traction altogether. Okay, I broke a lot later than I thought I could, and I still got away with it. Okay, this feels like it's going to be a high 19, low 20. 20.0, we'll take what we can get. Not bad, but I think they could have done better there. That's track limits. Has to be. Yeah, I was gonna say. That was a pretty egregious cut. Pretty bad. Alright. I'm definitely making a lot of mistakes in the, right after turn 1. And that's probably the toughest part I'm going to have with this car, and I imagine when I switch over, that's going to be where I'm able to immediately find the most time. I'm going to give it 3 more proper heated laps, and then I'm going to go ahead and switch off if we have time. Right now, it's about 5 minutes until entry opens, which means we have about 20 minutes until the race starts. I feel like I got on power too early there, but we made it out slightly ahead. That was ugly. Yeah, the thing will challenge your ability to really pick the right moments. It's going to challenge you to pick your moments. Because it's got a lot of grip, but it's not perfect. It's not a perfect machine. Okay, that was a good lap right there. 19.9. Let's go ahead and give it a couple more. Felt like I started my turn in too early, but I did probably gain some on entry. Hit. Ooh, that compromised a lot of my good pace through there. It was about a 10th up, and I lost most of that. But just by being more precise on some of the lines, you can really get a lot of that time back. And it's already about 2/10 in the hand, again, just from having more precise lines in some key areas. Alright, let's try not to muck up the braking this time around. There we go. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Alright, last one. I was slow there, but I was steady. That was a really good race line through there, because it left very little on the table for to get wrong. This thing is really planted in second too. You'd expect it to be a little bit more squirrely, but it is plenty of grip to go around. Could have been a little bit more strong on power there. Still going to be a solid lap, I'd say, at the end of the day, but perhaps the difference between getting a new personal best and not getting a new personal best. Alrighty, so I think we're going to go ahead and call it there. Not because it wasn't worth the data, but because we weren't going to get an improvement. So, we'll take our 18.4, take our 19.5. We'll take top of the Friends leaderboard, which it's Monday, so that doesn't really mean anything. But, take what we can get. Where are we at globally? 741. I think we can do better than that, but we'll see what the numbers tell us later. We're going to need to get in the 18s if we really want to be fast, but so far it seems like people have put in some times. So I'm happy with that. I'm relatively happy with the lap. That's a solid lap. Yeah, I'm not going to get a much better angle than that. My webcam is being a bit screwy, if you will. So let me go ahead and switch over to the NSX for a moment. Feel in the car, so I think that would be not a bad choice. But I'm only going to give it 3 laps. I'm going to give it 3 laps to learn it, to figure it out, to try and pace where it's at so that I don't spend too much time pre-race on it. As it stands, I'm very happy going in with the CLK LM though. I have 0 qualms with such a thing. I think that would be a good baseline call for strategy. Yeah. So, with that said, I think that really we're going to need to see quite a lot of performance from the NSX if we really want to keep up. But we're going to see gains probably in the second sector for sure. And really the only areas I expect it to be significantly worse are on the straights. We shall see exactly what that looks like in a moment, but just do it. I can see it already. This thing is... It's probably going to be actually really benign in terms of getting power down the traction, but it's really have a lot of work to do to stay on that same level as a CLK in a straight line. Really a lot of work to do. Okay. Good to know. You can definitely feel a little more grip here. Going through more technical sections of the track is not really all that much more bite. You can feel more of the aero working for sure. Okay, not like that though. Definitely, I totally presumed that the aero would just like stick for a second. In a very unrealistic way. Like I tried it. I fucked with it. Or I messed around to find out. Sorry for the bad word. But that is A-okay. Car's better on the brakes. It seems like it's actually worse. It's actually worse on rear traction, which is almost directly saying there's either more torque at the hit or the boost is just working that well. First initial lap, 21.2, right in that same window that our first lap in the CLK was. Okay, a little more balance on the way out there. A lot of fun, too. Why did I do that? You can see I left gobs of time on the table, though, with that same 21.2. So I think there's going to be a lot more initial pace in this car, but not as much peak pace. Like, someone who's really good is going to be faster than the CLK, I think. And that makes sense, because there's just more inherently to work with. Okay, so this is a second up, second plus. Just about 109. So give us a 20.1 at the line, not bad. Bit more precision going a long way there. Truly. So it can be close. It can be close if you want it to be close. Damn it all. It can be close if you want it to be close, but it's not to say that it's going to be easier. Very curious to try the GTR. I think it's going to be more unruly, but perhaps even a bit closer to what we want. I like this, though. I like this car a lot. I don't know what the implications are going to be in the actual race itself. We're going to be slightly better this time around. And we have 10 minutes to the race. 20.122. Fun fact, my brother made the song on a PlayStation 2. Not that it matters much. But that's good to know. This car is actually not far off the performance envelope. And I feel like it's a little bit easier to keep in the window. Like, I feel like you're not as prone to fluctuations, which is cool. What is not cool, however, is the fact that I feel like you're going to have to work harder to keep the same ultimate pace. Let me go ahead and try and do the same thing here and hopefully hurry my silly behind up so we can get entered. I'm going to keep an eye on the time as well. If I can't get 3 laps done reasonably in that time, if it's 6:57 by the time we get to that excuse me. If it's 6:57 by the time we get to that 3rd lap, I'm just going to go ahead and abort and we can go ahead and pick our weapon. Like I said, I'm really feeling like the Mercedes is the one I want to start with today. But I do want to try the field. I want to play the field in qualifying, understand what the cars are capable of, really put some good times down, which I feel like we're getting a chance to do. Even if a 19 is, quote, slow, I feel like it'll still be in the envelope. Being a second off is not the worst thing in the world, if you ask me. I guess a second and a half, but a second off of most of the normal people here. Anyways, GTR Nismo GT500. Let's try it. Okay. What does it feel like so far? Slightly faster in a straight line than the NSX, but not by a substantial amount. It's giving me more. It's giving me more. It's giving me more confidence in a straight line, but I don't know what I can do with it. So the NSX is the handling car of the two. If you're careful with the throttle, it's not going to kick on you there, but it seems like it's still going to be a bit less planted, getting the power down than, say, CLK is. Still having to make some corrections there. If you're easy, it's not going to give you a hard time. You gotta be easy like Sunday morning, though, if you really want to make it happen. And be good on tires, too. Also, all of this is done with 0 brake balance at this point. I just want to get the raw feeling of the cars first. And I'm probably going to start to tune based on what the tire wear is looking like, to be completely honest. Mercifully, I'm not going to have to use a little banner to hide tunes, because there's no real tuning available, so... Alright, it's already 55, so it might be 57 by the time we cross for the next lap. We'll see. I'm going to guess this one's going to be a 20. 20.4. Ooh, okay. You got away from me. It's funny, it was a very subtle, like, it started to yaw into the spin, but it was still very much salvable. And I just wasn't listening to the car. It feels like, yeah, this is actually less easy to spin than the NSX, for sure. But when it snaps, it will be perhaps all that more hard to feel in your hand. Maybe, maybe not. I might just be... It might be a skill issue, as the kids say. Being on the curbing doesn't necessarily help anything. Penalty. But I want to see what the lap is anyway. No penalty, maybe. I had to wait really long to get on power there because I actually had a bit too much mid-corner throttle in it. This one feels like it's going to be tougher overall. But if there's any car that can compete on raw pace, it might be this. I don't know. So that last lap was a 20.4, I believe. Yeah, and this is only going to be... This is probably not even going to be into the 19s, which is understandable and fair. Very consistent. Hard to work with. I'm tempted, but I think I'm going to go ahead and see what's up with a meta. I'm going to see what's up with a meta. Go ahead and get entered. Enter to win. Go get entertowin.com. But yeah, I'm going to go see what that's doing, and then we're going to see what we have to look out for. If we can manage 3 races, awesome. I will try and cycle between all 3 cars. Otherwise, I'm just going to focus on my top 2 picks, which at this stage, ooh, that's a tough call. Very tough call. I think we have to say the CLK. We have to say the CLK for sure. I'll go ahead and just be realistic. Especially just because of how planted that thing was, and just everything. Everything about it. I feel like the GTR is actually going to be the harder of the two, but the NSX is going to be more prone to like an idiot moment, we'll say. Like, I'm probably going to put myself in further hot water with the GTR, but the NSX is a bit more prone to, like, if you have that one moment where your brain just shuts off, you will probably die. I don't know. I'm really torn between the two, though. I think that they're close. I think I gelled a bit more with the NSX, though. I will say that in earnest. And being a Honda person, I'm going to go ahead and just own that and sit on it. I'm going to own it and sit on it and just drive my NSX. Unless we see that rear tire wear is a huge issue. We have to make a pit stop anyway. And our whole goal here is just to get settled in. Right now we're not going for Q laps, we're just going for Solid bankers. Yeah, this is going to be pretty workable. The whole thing is I just need to make sure I'm not overzealous in the race itself. Getting some warm-up time will probably be very helpful for that. So let's do it. Qualified second. We like to see that. We like to see that, especially when you're qualified ahead of other A-plus drivers or another A-plus driver. Not quite at the front, but we still put a very good time up. The whole deal now, how can we convert? How can we convert? Couple of guys in NSXs at the back. There's one in an RS5 Turbo, interestingly. Which I forgot was a Group 2 car, but yeah, that's here. Bing, 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 bong. Okay, I didn't even get on track. Loving it. Well, we know what we're doing here. I honestly doubt fuel is going to be an issue. If it's at 2x fuel and we have 14 laps to do it, I very seriously doubt the fuel is going to be an issue. But the tires obviously will be a bit more of a problem. I'm gonna rev it a little bit. I'm the vibing in a red car. I know someone has a Ritz car livery too. Maybe not for this, but for something. I need to do it one time. Also, I see you in the Vitaphone MC12 livery. That's really hot. I love that. I'm happy for it. Thumbs up. Big thumbs up from over here. Anyways, let's get her done. We should have plenty and plenty and plenty of fuel. A little gentle into the first corner. Almost invited to pass up the inside from P3, but that's alright, we can hold the position. Just nice and steady for now, let's just get it in the hand. Seems like the front tires are taking a bit more of the brunt right now. We're not breaking away from the rest of the pack, but we're starting to work at it. Also, I feel like the dirty air is finally real, so I'm gonna have to be a little mindful. I feel like the car is definitely giving me a bit of a hard time. Anyways, lap 1, success. We didn't lose or gain any positions. Let's keep it up. Staying here would be very good for our DR, so let's just try and stay with it. Yeah, P3 is a bit racier than I am, but I'm not going to let that deter me. I feel like if I take my time and I'm a bit more technical, I can honestly get those better lines in P1 too. It seems like they're on it. They probably have also more pace than me, but they're making a few more mistakes as well. Alright. Careful on the brakes. Doing good down there, doing really good. We nailed it twice. All we need to do is just keep doing that. We gotta take that pit stop, so just keep on doing what we're doing. Trying to break the toe. Biggest thing I can do right now is just relax and stay in the rhythm. Because I'm not going to drive perfect laps every lap, but I can drive solid, consistent laps every lap. Ooh, I thought I ran wide there for a second. Luckily, we're starting to stretch P3 just that little itty bit. Stretching him. Just keep getting down there and doing our job. Keep getting down there, doing our job. That's all we can do. They really don't want me here. You can see they're coming into the corner a lot earlier than I am too. Oop, and they made a mistake. We are not trying to force anything here, we are just trying to stay with them. We're only taking it if it's there. Ooh, that was not quite what I wanted. That's okay. Not a huge mistake in any measure. I feel like we got this down pat, honestly. Driving this relative to the actual Super GT cars, much easier, actually. This thing is... It's quite easy to just stay on rails. It's quite easy to just keep it on rails. I want to work together with this guy, though. I'm not trying to force a pass. I'm making him think, though. I'm making him think a lot harder than he honestly should. Just keep the pressure on at this rate. I want the win, but I don't want it that bad. Like, I'm very happy to just sit here and get second. This is a rank grind. And I want to say I gave everything in this race, but I also don't want to throw it away on some stupid shit. So if we can just keep drafting each other and working together, then we're going to be in... I'm going to be a happy camper. I'll speak for myself. Gonna be way good on fuel. So for whatever reason I lifted there, mainly because I guess I was a bit nervous, and I don't really need to be. Yeah, I'm feeling really confident now, but again, it's Monday. Once it gets to Wednesday, like, this is going to be like, you know, regular degular. It's not going to be A+ pace. Either that, or I'm just really feeling this car, which I'd love to think that's the latter of the two. I suppose on some level I am, but he immediately broke away from me. Like, just immediate fast break. I lost some time somewhere. 0.2 in the first, 0.1 in the second. I mean, could be worse. I ain't no goose, homie. I ain't no goose. I don't know when it will be safe to pit. I'm curious, though. I guess this is my opportunity to figure out how long the tires are going to last, too. And if I had to guess, it's probably going to be somewhere between 9 and 11 laps. Ooh, I went deep. I went deep and needed a snap. It all worked out It all worked out in the end. Yeah, more people are starting to come in now. I'm still braking relatively early because I really don't want to challenge him. I think that being in the slip is a good thing here. Though I feel like I should start taking the fight, but I mean, at the same time, like, if I'm unsighted, I'm not trying to, like, ruin my race on the first go. Yeah, I mean, I'm just really staying in the wheel tracks right now. Okay, he's going in. I'll probably cover him off next lap. I'm curious to know how long the tires will go, but I'm probably going to cover them off soon. Yeah, there's no red herring to chase though anymore, so that's going to be the tough part. And I can feel the tires are wearing, but they're not inconsistent yet. So I'm really just trying to stay with it. I feel like we're hitting the cliff, though. I feel like we are really hitting the cliff of the tires. I might want to pit pretty soon. Just cover it all off. There's no advantage to staying out any longer. Put it that way. Okay, and they're staying in, or they're coming in with. All right, we're out. Okay, so they didn't take tires. I can tell you that right now. They got that 2 seconds, and that's the game plan. That's fair enough. I think it's a very solid game plan to have, to be honest. I don't think I could do it, though. Couldn't be me. You have to be able to keep that kind of pace and not run through the tires. I think it's our race to win now. Especially if we work together, it's our race to win. It's not even like Diego got a huge advantage from not hitting. The other thing I'm starting to think, though, is that the Super GT cars are probably going to be worse on tires. A little snap there. Snippety snap. The race is as it was. I'm about a second down. Still in the podium places, so that's really good. If we can just stick with it, we'll still be gaining plenty of DR. Damn, am I really that slow? So I'm losing a lot of time to both of them. Anyways, we only got 3 laps left to do it. My only real hope now is that they start fighting. So the other thing is that first place, their tires are only getting worse from here. He's going for the move. Went a little deep. And I think that they know that they're racing me and not first as well. The race might not come to me until the final moments. That's fine. Yeah, we're getting a lot out of them each corner now. That's where we need to do our best work. Yeah, I gotta draft him up. I think that's the smartest way to do it, not try and pass him here. Yeah, if I had tucked in a little earlier, that would have possibly changed the outcome drastically. I'd rather be a little bit more aloof and get third than do something stupid and potentially lose even that. So that was a good way to start off the stream. Good way to start off the stream. Whew, I'm hot. I'm hot. I'm gonna take off my jacket really quick. That's always a good sign when you're getting hot. Alrighty. So we know what the race is now. We know what we're up against. And we know what the meta is. It's a good, clean race. I feel like we should have been able to get second there, but hey. That's to say that the car behind us ran a really good race. I'm gonna save that one. That was a really fun race. Alright. Yeah, they had me working at the end. I really was not sure what was going to happen. Because I didn't have quite the grunt to get it done down there. But also, like, if I had been smart and, like, said, okay, I'm not going to take him out of the corner, I'm going to just tuck in and just shoo. That would have probably been the move. But also, like, that's a really tricky one, and your car placement is everything. So if I had done it too early, it might have actually put me in a compromising position. But this time, like I said, we're going to change cars. We're going to go over to the NSX and see what we can't get away with. Because why the heck not? Am I right? Why the heck not? Alright. So we don't know what the car is going to drive like in a race, but what we can do is get used to what it's going to be like here. Understand its idiosyncrasies and just get on board with it. So yeah, being in and around the draft is crucial for me because I'm going to be in a slower straight line car. Yeah, should have been definitely a little bit more aggressive during the early stages of the race. Overall aggression levels, I would say, were good, but there are some times when I was conceding when I really ought to have done, or I should have done much less of that. The other thing is I'm going to be able to get them a little bit later in some of the braking zones. I want to really focus on what that will look like at the latest in every corner, every hard braking zone that is, of which there's really only 2 to focus on. No way. No shot. So yeah, you have to have the courage to really push the car while also knowing what 90% looks like. So you're not like touching on the limit of grip every single time. It's like, I think I can get this down to like a high 19, but I'm not sure I can go much more than that. Gotta really see what's possible here. Also, I like how this is a really quick lap. This is a 80-second lap, you know, in these cars, while also still feeling like it's a pretty substantial ribbon of tarmac. Slip, slip, slip. Thwip, thwip, thwip. All right. Yeah, we'll just leave it here. There was potential in that last lap, but it was still something to be seen. Still something that remained to be seen in it. Not mad. Just need to work harder next time. I'm an NSX in a sea of Mercedes. The good news is that like I set a time that would still be good for like 4th in this lobby, or 3rd or 4th, one of the two. In this lobby, 3rd, but still, or 4th maybe. Give him the benefit of the doubt. So I don't know if I said a 20.2, but I know I could have. Alright, let's get after it. Thank you so much, Angus. Great to see you as always. Gonna go ahead and try and post up a nice, good, solid race for you. As we're getting acclimated with Daily Race C. We had a really nice result in that last one. We may have started P2, we kept it on the podium. P3, we were very, very close to sneaking that P2 back. But the guy got us on counter strategy, couldn't quite get it done there. It happens. But now we know a little better to really, really be smart with the draft game. Because I knew it was strong, but I didn't realize I would need every last bit of it there. It was really just down to positioning. I think I gave him too much room on the exit, and if I hadn't, I could have possibly just stuck it there and taken the inside on the final turn, that little meander up at the top that we just passed through. Meanwhile, I'm talking too much. Let's hop to it. Burn some fuel, burn some rubber, hopefully not lose some positions. Stick with the lead car, that's our goal here. Had to go defensive there because I was already under threat. So glad that I did. And again, we're trying to just make sure we know where the car is at on this fuel load for the moment. Get our rhythm, and then we're going to start pushing a little bit harder. So if you can get the tires to last good, that's going to be most of your race right there. Flip back to the radar. Ooh, we're trying to stay with them, but they are so much faster in a straight line than we are. Brake a little bit early there, just to be safe. You know that I need you. You know that I'm dependent on you. I can't do anything about this. Just do what I can once we get down there. That's about it. You can see just how much quicker this car is, though, in a straight line. I think we are slightly worse on tire wear. Oh, sorry for the bump, friend. I think I bumped him, not certain. But as you can see, like, I am very easily under threat due to the speed deficit. A little too late on the brakes. gonna have to do a slightly better job than that if I want to stay in this hunt. Because now I'm already out of draft range. Yep, and he doesn't even care. Really? Force that issue then. Do it again. I dare you. The problem is that I really don't have anything to say about it or for it. You gotta find the advantages that this car has, though. We can get them in the turns, but there's only a few of those to go around. And then I'm already fighting to keep him out of slipstream at this stage. Jesus. Really messed up there. This one's gonna be hard fought. I'm just gonna let him go so I can tuck in. Jeez. Yeah, there's just no way to salvage here. Might as well pit early at this rate, because this is not helping me. That's where all my lap time is right there. And here I'm just losing. It's gonna be a tough deal to even stay remotely in the podium hunt. Yeah, the good news is if they're not in attack range, then that gives us a lot more breathing room, but sort of the same is true in the reverse. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go in after this lap. Yeah, this car doesn't have it like that. The thing is, I was hanging with his first place last race, pretty much tooth and nail. Might have been slightly draft assisted. Yeah. It's gonna be a tough fight. Yeah, the car choices really what kind of screwed me over here, but I think for where we're at, we're doing a pretty good job. Thank you so much, I appreciate it, Angus. Sorry for not reading chat as much as I would like to, but sort of have my reasons. So yeah, that Mercedes is just better everywhere. It's better in all the ways that matter, unfortunately. I thought there'd be somewhere like tire wear, or maybe this thing was going to burn more fuel, but it's actually, you know, fuel burn, not really meaningful right now. Tire wear, it's actually worse. Didn't come out far ahead of the blue car. So you have to really stretch here. More intentional through the tunnel section. If I want to keep that gap going, I'm going to have to be way more intentional. I mean, so far so good. We're net third still, which is really more than I could ask at this moment in time. And if I can keep my overall pace up, then that's where we're going to stay. It's also heavily contingent on that, though. Because like I said, that's the only place where I'm advantaged is in the infield section. The rest is really all up to, you know, just fate. 20.7. I feel like my gear shifts are not as crisp as they should be. Just from an execution standpoint, I mean, not my hardware. No! You gotta be kidding me. That is upsetting. I think I'm going to do one more of the CLK after this, just to try and combat this now. Why do I get this sinking feeling that was track limits? I guess it wasn't, but still, damn. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna try him into one. I think that's the best place I can do anything. Because then I can lock it in and seal the deal. Almost had the same exact spin as I did on lap 10. I'm doing well, Fitzy. Good to see ya. Sorry, I'm just now seeing the message. How are you doing tonight? Yeah, especially with, the thing is on the softs, especially, they're so touchy. And I tried to go for it there, because, I mean, that was my chance, but it's unfortunate that it kind of played out the way that it did. And I try to give him too much room there, because he's really doing a good job of, like, placing, but... Yeah, because I don't have this for a shit. Excuse my language. Let's try anything anyway. Yeah, even with that much run up, I don't have any chance. Well, that's one place at least. I guess one of the cars ahead had a penalty, and for whatever reason, the guy who finished P7 either slowed or something. It's a shame. Really, I think it should have been a top 3, but, you know, it is what it is. Been chasing the Ghost in Daily B time trial. First time on GT in a long time, got a decent time, but it wasn't fun. Trying to think. Watkins Glen, Group 3? Yeah, I understand. I feel you. Even on the medium tires, I feel like those cars would be a bit of a handful. Whereas this, like, they're so compliant. They're so unforgivingly compliant. I kind of love it. But at the same time, it's like, frick. Thank you, Angus. I really do appreciate that. That does mean a lot. And we still got P6. So it's not like it was like the worst possible result ever. We did drop some rank. Some ranky rank, but it happens. Yeah. So it sounds like Salazar's gonna get off. I'm gonna go for one more. I don't give a darn. I'm gonna get in my black little AMG and you guys can see me be a sweat again. Because we got P3 in the last race. I'm gonna try and improve on my qualifying time too while we got it. So yeah. I'm done with those. I'm done with that. Just because like there's no fighting power whatsoever. And like there's almost no merit to using them, except for the fact that it's a giant flex. And I appreciate it, but there's nothing that you can do there, really. It's also really annoying how the person who finished P2, and I'm trying to avoid name drops right now, but the guy who finished P2, great race, by the way. But on lap 2, is either lap 2 or lap 3, they essentially, like, I was here, and they, like, kind of got up the inside just before we went into the, just after we cleared turn 1, and they were there, and I was like, okay, well, I can't turn. And they just got in my head enough to, like, occupy space. And, like, I held them side by side, and I gave them as little room as I humanly could. But even so, like, that slowed me down so much. To where, like, there was no chance for me even to keep up with P1. It's like, ugh. It hurt my pride. It didn't hurt my pride because I actually was able to make it stick. but it was just like, dang, well, I lost on account of that. My pride was too strong. Alright, we got, what, 2 laps to do it? Maybe 3? We'll call it 3 laps. Yeah, there's just so much straight line speed that the Super GT cars just don't have and will not have. The other thing is that, like, this is less torquey. There's less torque and it's easier to get on power very cleanly in this car. And it drives very well on the soft tire. It's probably a very different story when you put harder rubber on because you have less downforce pushing it in. But still, this thing drives so good. And if you just hit your marks, the car really does all the hard work for you. Truly. Truly. Ugh. I'm mad. But this will be the last one for the stream. I'm going to go ahead and play some Lethal Company after this. Unless you guys want to watch that on stream, which I guarantee you don't, because there will be a lot of things that I probably am not caring to put on Twitch, YouTube, and especially not Facebook. So we're not going to let that happen. Alright, let's go for a serious lap here. 19.580 is my benchmark. I want to go ahead and try and... I want to best it. I don't really have any other aspirations beyond that. Or expectations. I feel like I should have gained a little more time than that, but maybe that's just me being overzealous. Okay, that's where all the time was. Cool. Good to know. It's not quite going to be it here, but we're going to have one more chance to do it. $19.6, so he's got to get a couple more off it. Why did I do that? Why did I get married? Okay. Good to know. Good to know. I'm going to take a break in that. Always set your target relative to P1. You still have work to do for tonight, but you can hang for one more. Sounds good. I can hang for one more too. Okay, so yeah, 19.2 was the relative benchmark last time around. Couldn't quite do it there, as you can see. But I'm still very happy with being able to stick in that range, and the car feels easy enough to drive where it's at. So I'll just stay right there. And thank you guys for staying right there in the stream. I really do appreciate you. Because while some of my content is getting more traction right now, I really do enjoy streaming a lot. A lot more. It just feels more organic to me. And, you know, like, I can always talk the talk and I can, you know, make stuff look good on paper, but, like, when you can really back it up in real time, that's what matters to me. I'm always a performer. Instrumentalist, but just Always racer at heart. You know, if you can back it up on the track, that's what really matters. Starting P1. So our goal here is to start P1, stay P1. Pretty simple. Whoever's starting P5, pretty solid time, 19.9, and I assume they set it in that GTR because it's possible. I really want to get this down lower though, because I know I can. I know I can. But I just have to tinker with it a bit more. So maybe I'll come back on Thursday after I'm off work and do that. Okay. Simple. Simple, easy. No problem. Just run our race, not driving our mirrors too much, and have a ball. Because this guy behind is no slouch. You're gonna give me a good run for my money. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. GTR will be really quick in the twisty stuff, yeah. Just like the NSX was, you got way more downforce to work with. And those are in the infield, I say infield, but like kind of into the middle sector, that's really where you're gonna get most of your money. I needed that stretch. Alright. Good thing is I feel really comfortable with the sim rig setup right now. I've made a lot of small tweaks. Sometimes it's a very living, breathing thing. Okay, I feel like I got the breaking point pretty good there. Not perfect, but quite good. Okay, quick snaps, not helping. We are still in first. Honestly, though, I would rather... Oh, dang, they already got a penalty. What happened? Well, let's break away then, I guess. If we can keep the pace up, then we're safe. It's that simple. But they're also going to be drafting each other. I shall be the damn ball. Oh my gosh, this thing is so smooth. I love it. Car behind is showing me that they've got a slight amount more pace than me in some areas, but shouldn't really be overly concerned about that. Just keep locking in. I think I'm braking too early for that corner. I think that's the problem. Not overall, but sometimes. It's a hard one to judge, to be honest. That was nice and quick. That was better. Yeah, I lost some time there, that's for sure. But if we just keep it here, it'll be alright. Yeah, the good thing is I really don't have to worry about defending anything. Stream is frozen on your end. Ooh. Not sure if you guys are getting any more audio, but thank you for sticking around. Try and get to the bottom of it as soon as I can. Yeah, not sure what's going on with